The NBA has had a lot of crazy performances to kick off the season, with guys scoring 50 multiple times already, from Shea to Aaron Gordon to now Austin Reeves. Luka has had some incredible performances, but nobody in their right mind expected what we saw from Victor Wembanyama throughout the first 3 games of this NBA season. Apparently, hanging out with the Monks really paid off for him. He's averaging 33 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 blocks a game on 57% from the field. What can you even do against a guy who finally figured out his shot diet, who finally figured out the physicality of his game, who figured out how to use his height? What can you even do to stop a guy that goes in there every single possession and knows that he is going to dominate you because you're just too little? Oh. Oh. Bro, what? Oh my god, I feel terrible, bro. I feel so bad. What is Clax even supposed to do about that? Oh my god. That was... He hesitated and he still just pulled the 3 over Clax. Clax, what are you supposed to do? I'm sorry, man. Oh my god, he's just fading, dude. When he fades, what do you do? Pull up from the logo. Bro, what do you do? There's just no way. MPJ is there. He doesn't expect this to happen. Because who in their right mind thinks he's going to pull up from the logo? Oh my god. There's no need to do that. God. Wemby needs to be touched. Now, for those of you who have not been keeping up with Vic a lot over his first 2 years in the league, or even in his international career before that, he's a guy that was seen as one of the most highly anticipated prospects in NBA history. And the guy can pretty much dunk without leaving the floor. And not just that, but he has showed something that we have not seen from a lot of people over 7 feet, which is an ability to handle the ball and create his own outside shot. He has done this at an elite level the past 2 seasons, and he is only going to continue to get better. Now he's not going to force those shots the way he was in his first 2 years. To start off this year, he's only shooting 3.7 threes a game, which to me is a very good sign. If you've watched some of the moves he's done, he's really working in that mid-range, the post. He's done a lot inside of 15 feet to really be able to use that physicality and dominate on the offensive end. And if it wasn't for having a 7'5" freaky dude, I think the NBA would be just fine. But we have to deal with him, unfortunately. So what is the NBA even supposed to do? What's up, guys? It's Mason, and I'm lost. I'm scared, honestly. I'm very scared. I've never seen something like this. Why does he exist? I don't know. But regardless, he's one of the best players the NBA is seeing so far this season. He's definitely probably in the top 3, and he has been just ridiculous. I don't know what his problem is. I don't know why he's been so dominant to start this year. I know the mental training with the Monks that he did over the off season, he looks like he's put on a little bit of muscle, but I think it's more the fact that he's using his body to also just be dominant. You've seen him like really lower that shoulder into defenders and really bully ball his way to the rim at times, which we didn't really see a lot the first 2 seasons because he was also playing kind of passively, I think, in fear of an injury. It's just crazy. Now, the first thing that has to be mentioned for Vic is the most obvious factor of his game, which has to be his defense. The guy is one of the most generational defensive talents we've seen from his height alone, but also he has a very good knack for actually blocking the shots. We've seen players at this height before, but not nearly the level of a shot blocker that he is. He's able to use his wingspan effectively, but also he's so good at kind of tracking the ball in the air. The thing that people don't understand about Wemby also is you can't just go in there and pretend he's going to forget how to block a shot. We've seen this in the game against the Pelicans. He ended the game with 9 blocks, and 4 of those were on Zion, if I remember right, in the first quarter, because why are you still challenging him? You get blocked by him, you get your own rebound, and then you just go right back on him. It doesn't even make sense. I don't know why he's doing that. But Wemby has also been a guy that has led the league in blocks per game over the past 2 seasons. Even as a rookie, he averaged 3.6 blocks a game. But what we have not seen is a guy of this caliber who is already has an all-time defensive ceiling, who is already living up to every bit of that, while also steadily improving his offensive game, and especially the mental side of it. He has gotten so much better when taking shots. Not just the evolution of his game when it comes to shot selection, we've also seen his efficiency become better. 3-point efficiency last year rose up, even though he was taking almost 9 threes a game at 7'5", which is ridiculous. He went up shooting from 32.5% as his rookie to 35% last year. This year he's at 36%. I'm sure that percentage will obviously move around a little bit as the season continues to go on. What can you even say about a guy that can do step back threes, behind the back, snatch back? Oh my god, dude. When I saw that 3 he hit over Derek Lively against the Mavs in their first game, he does that behind the back, snatch back, steps back behind the 3, gets knocked down, still buries the 3. Are you serious, bro? He's insane. Wemby is the player we've been looking for. We obviously have seen a guy like Kevin Durant who offensively, he has the edge at his peak, especially over Victor Wembanyama. Wemby is showing so far the signs of he can definitely get to that level, or at least somewhat close to it. He's added a lot of mid-range moves to his bag. Again, we didn't see a lot of mid-range from him in his first 2 seasons compared to now. He's a guy that loves to get to that mid-range this season, and the best part is if he turns and shoots a fadeaway, there's like no chance you block it because his wingspan and his release point are both very high. What are you going to do? And if that wasn't enough, he's been a guy that's been physically incredible. He's been playing bully ball to the rim. He's getting down there, getting low in the post, and he's not afraid to really use his size against you, not just his height, but again, to me, seemed a little shy of physicality. Also, he's a very thin, wiry frame. It makes sense. Kind of looks like the dude from the back rooms. If you know, you know. Now, what I love about Victor Wembanyama's physicality leap is just that it allows for him to be so much more on the offensive end, and especially in games where his outside shot's not falling, he doesn't have to continue to take them. He's able to go in, take his way to the rim, which we have seen already in games such as against the Mavs. And also, on top of all his offseason work with the Monks, he worked out with Hakeem Olajuwon, adding to his post bag, which was probably the last thing the NBA ever wanted to see, because we've already seen some crazy post moves from him, some little dream shakes. We've seen some step throughs, some really nice shots from him. And this is only going to continue to grow as he really adds more to his game. And I think as he becomes, you know, a smarter and higher IQ player, it's only going to get scarier for everyone trying to guard him. We've seen in the past 2 years that with him kind of shying away from contact at times, he has not been a high free throw shooting guy. His rookie year, he averaged 5 free throw attempts a game, and his sophomore season only 4, meaning that for a guy that's 7'5", who takes as many shots as he does in a game, he should be obviously shooting a lot more free throws. Well, so far this year, he's averaging 10 free throw attempts a game. Again, I know it's only 3 games in. This is a huge overreaction, but that's the entire point. These are things that we don't really get to see from him when it comes to his aggression, is it limits his free throw usage because he was not aggressive enough actually attacking and being physical. But we've seen that when he does become physical, there's nothing the defense can really do to stop him other than foul him. He has been one of the most exciting players to watch. If you're not tuning into as many Spurs games as possible, I'm not quite sure what you're doing, but you need to start. I promise it's worth it. He's not like any other 7-footer that we have ever seen, let alone a guy that's almost 7'6". Now, the one thing I do have to say is I don't know if the Spurs are really going to be in playoff contention just yet. Obviously, they've started off 3-0, and again, taking down the Pelicans and the Mavs in their first 2 games, which those teams are no slouch, but they're also not the top dogs. So we're still waiting for the Spurs to really go against the cream of the crop competition. But personally, I think the Spurs will be just fine. They have one of the best defensive floors in the NBA when Victor Wembanyama is playing. And just to show you how incredible Victor Wembanyama gives this team an all-time defensive floor, last year the Thunder had the best defensive rating in the NBA at a 107.5. Victor Wembanyama, when he was on the court, had a defensive rating of 107.7. Him alone by himself, no matter what players you put around him, gave the team a defensive rating similar to that of the best defense in the NBA last season. That shows you everything you need to know right there. His defensive rating this season, 86.7. Buddy, that is disgusting, and you need to go outside. What do you think of the alien-like Frenchman? Let me know down in the comments below. I think he's going to be historic in this league. Again, praying for health for him. We've seen that guys of his his frame have suffered with injuries before, and that's the one thing we do not want to happen. But I think with him embracing some of the physicality, it will strengthen his body some, but I also worry the other side of that it will cause more injury. I'm just hoping he is going to take such good care of his body that it will help him in the long run. He is an all-time ceiling player that we have never seen anything like this before. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. And not just that, if you think Wemby is scary now, if you think he's incredible now, you do have to remember the guy's not even 22 years old. So we're only really just getting started. His game has continued to evolve since he's been in the league. His offensive skills have gotten better and better. His touch around the rim, better and better. The thing is, if they really start building a crazy roster around him, which the Spurs getting Dylan Harper looks very good next to De'Aaron Fox and against Stephon Castle, they have something in the works there. I'm just being honest. Give this team probably 2 years and they will be one of the scariest teams in the NBA. I don't even know if it's going to take that long. God, so much. Yeah, that's about it though. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Subscribe if you have not already, and catch you next time, Home Slice.